My wife thinks I have a shoe problem. It's a good problem to have. Hey guys, Coach Enoch here of Team Florida Track Club. I'm here today to talk to you about running shoes. This is one of the things I get asked about the most, so I thought it'd be great to give you guys a video to kind of go into some of the different shoes that I use in my training and racing and let you kind of know what I have in my arsenal so you can step your game up and get ready for your next big event. First off, you want to find a great training shoe. That's a different shoe for different people, but you want to find something that works for you. Depending on the surface you run on, how many miles you run per week, what your body type is, what your foot type is, what your running experience is, that's going to vary widely. I personally use the Pegasus. This is a shoe I've been using for over a decade as my basic trainer. It's a neutral shoe, good cushion, allows me to run pretty high mileage, mostly on harder surfaces. So this is a great shoe for me. Once you find a good trainer, what I recommend doing is acquiring 2 pairs at once. This is a pretty common practice that a lot of people talk about, is having 2 different shoes so you rotate daily between your 2 trainers. They say it gives it more time for one to recover from your training or something along those lines. Personally, I don't think that's necessary, but what I do instead is you get 2 pairs of trainers, you start running in one pair, and you run for about half of its life. I usually recommend somewhere between 300 to 400 miles for any one pair of shoes. So if you're planning to go 400 miles in your shoes, you run for 200 miles, then you introduce another trainer. So this one's at 200, this is the new trainer at 0. So then what you do from there is you alternate daily. This allows you to then switch shoes daily, which is good if you subscribe to that. But what I really believe what's great about it is as you build up from 200 and 0, they're going up. And when this shoe gets to 400 and it's kind of on its last legs, it's not really working that well, this shoe's only at 200. So what this means is you're never running your complete weekly mileage in old shoes. If you just start them both at the same time, rotate, that means from say 300 to 400 miles, you're running in an old pair of running shoes every single day. Whereas if you stagger them, that allows you to always have a fresher shoe in your arsenal. Then once this one's at 400, you drop that down, bring a new shoe in, and go up from there. So that really works well. This may seem super complicated, but it's actually quite easy, because what you can do is you go on a platform like Strava, or many of our runners use Training Peaks, or one of the other run tracker I think has it. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. Put your shoes in, name them. After each run, you just say, oh, this was a shoe I ran in today. It gives you time to make some notes maybe on that run, how you felt, so that also helps. So that's a great trick that I have been using for years, and it really helps me where I'm not running in that dead shoe for every single run. You want to get the mileage out of your shoes that you can. I know they can be expensive. Clearly spent a lot here today. So that's a great trick, so I really hope that helps you out. Another thing I want to talk to you about today is different racing shoes. In the last year, I've run a marathon, I run a cross country, I ran the USATF cross country national 10K, I ran a 1500 race on the track, ran a steeplechase, a whole variety of different race distances, different training, different things. So for me, it's really important to have different shoes for different events and for different training. So I want to give you some tips on that. So we talked about the basic trainer. From there, you want to look at more of a lighter trainer, or one of the heavier racers that provides a little cushioning. This is a Zoom Streak. This is a great marathon shoe, half marathon, or for some 5K runners that are looking for a little more cushion. So for this shoe, you're going to use it for some of your tempo runs, longer races like I mentioned. It allows you to get some training at faster paces in a shoe that's a little more aggressive as far as less cushioning, more speed. So that way when it comes to race day, you're ready for that. So that's a great shoe to have. I plan on running in this for my half marathon coming up in October, and it's a great performance shoe from there. Next, you want to look for even a lighter racer. This is the Adidas Adizero Takumi. It's a really great light racing shoe. This is what I use for my 5Ks, 10Ks, nothing longer than that. Doesn't really offer a lot of cushion, as you can see. Instead, it really puts your run up on your toes. You're really not even using the heel area. All my wear on this shoe is up here in the front. You're getting up on your toes. It's more aggressive. If you're going to be running in a more aggressive shoe like this or like a spike, it's important to do some training in those. So, and why that's really important is if not, your calves are not going to be ready for the demand they're going to face on race day. So a lot of times I'll be doing workouts in these, then racing in these. If you don't want to be doing a lot of racing in your spike or training in your spike, since they are tough on the legs, you can do a lot in this, then come in so you're ready on race day. So this is great for all you cross-country runners, high school runners, middle school runners that are preparing for cross-country. You want to have a lighter flat that you can do a lot of your workouts, especially if you train on a concrete or asphalt track. You can't be in spikes until race day. So instead you get a lighter racing flat that prepares you for that demand. So what I recommend doing is trying some different racing shoes, trying some different trainers, bring in some up-tempo trainers, things like that, and find what works for you, but don't be afraid to switch it up, try something new, and it really will help you have a great performance on race day. You can find links to all these shoes that I use for my training and racing below. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.